how to eat healthy so you can stay young, you can have vitality, you are pain-free, no joint pains, you've got mobility. In other words, your joints are working and you can walk and you can do exercise and you can do your sports. And as a result of this, you'll have boundless energy and live long. If that's what you're looking for, stay with me and I will show you how to eat healthy with using nutrition. I'm Alan Warnitz, I'm a nutrition expert. I use nutrition to help people restore their health and become better. So nutrition involves food and involves supplementation. So I explain both. So I'm going to go over 3 key elements of what you need to do to stay healthy. And from that, then I will take you in another video, which is going to give you supplements for the different forms of illnesses that one is experiencing. The common ones are diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, gout, asthma, immune problems, if you want glowing skin, you've got skin problems, what to do, how to improve your memory, concentration and focus. That will be in another video for which a link will be given to you. So for now, we're going to go over the foundations of how to eat healthy. So number 1 is you need to build a foundation with foods. You have to have a foundation. If you don't have the foundation, it's very hard to stay healthy. If you want to stay healthy, and as you get older, you have to build that foundation. So if you've lived your life without that foundation and you find yourself in sicknesses and illness, rest assured that challenge doesn't have to be anymore now that you're going to know something that you were probably never told about or never put in that way. I'm giving you information that you probably know but never been put in a certain fashion that makes sense and actually brings you back to the healthy state that you're looking for. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being in pain, and you've tried everything, you've tried all sorts of diets and the diets are not working, somebody's telling you try this herb, try this food, try this supplement, and you're not happy with it, rest assured, this does not have to be a challenge. It's because you were never given a foundation. So I'm giving you the foundation. So from the foundation, then you will understand all the recommendations that were given to you, why they worked, why they didn't work, and how they must be put together for them to work. So how do you build a foundation? So you have to start with your food. So 80% of your food should be alkaline and 20% of your food should be acid. Now, what is an alkaline food and what is an acid food? There's a list of foods that I've got. I can give you the link for this. The link will be provided in the video, in the description. You go and look at the chart and then you choose your food. So it means you do not have to change your diet because you have certain foods that you know and certain foods that you don't have. So you look at the foods that's available, the foods that you like. If the foods you don't like, you don't have to take it. Which foods are alkaline, which foods are acid. And then on your plate, so you're going to have a plate. This is your plate. So you make sure that 20% of your plate is acid food and 80% of your plate is alkaline food. So you might find, I find it often, a lot of people, their diet is different. It is almost 80% acid foods and 20% alkaline foods. So that on its own will start diseases. And that's how diseases start. The onset of diseases is because of that ratio. So all you have to do is have more alkaline foods. You're not stopping the foods. You just have more of it and less of acid foods. You're not stopping your acid foods. You just have less of them. You need acid food, right? Because your acid food normally comes from, most of your proteins are acid food. So you need protein because protein builds your muscles, builds your hair, builds your skin. All right, so I think it's quite clear. 80% alkaline food and 20% acid foods. So once you've got that, then you've started that foundation. Next thing is free of junk foods. I provide a list of junk foods as well that you need to read. And when you understand why it's called a junk food, then you'll understand why it's creating the illnesses. Unfortunately, a lot of foods that are classified as junk, when you read it, you'll understand why, classified as junk have been advertised as healthy foods. So there's been so much advertising that in all my consultations, I found that people start to believe that these junk foods are actually healthy foods, which are not, because they are being given this information through advertising and which is not. So what are the junk foods? I'm just going to give you a summary of it, but go to the link, which is going to be provided, and get the list of junk foods and start becoming free of them. Start removing them out of your diet. Because if you carry on having junk foods, it breaks up your foundation. So let's take away the things that will break your foundation. So what are the junk foods? A summary is refined carbohydrates. White bread is a refined carbohydrate. Packaged cereals is a refined carbohydrate. In other words, it's not whole grain carbohydrates. They've taken out the germ in the grain. The germ has got oils, vitamin E, so if they leave the germ, the grains will become rancid. So they take it out so that those foods can now be left and have shelf life. So these are refined carbohydrates. Refined flour is a refined carbohydrates. Mealies is a refined carbohydrates. There's a whole list of things that I give you on different refined carbohydrates. The second one is sugar. Sugar in cool drinks. When you use sugar, when the body is using sugar, what happens is, let's say this is the amount of sugar that you use, and the body only needs this amount of sugar to make energy. What does the body do with this extra sugar? This extra sugar has to go somewhere. The extra sugar cannot stay in the blood. If the extra sugar stays in the blood, it starts damaging your nerves, you get neuropathy, and starts damaging your eyes, you start going blind, and it onsets diabetes. So the body will not allow that extra sugar. So what happens to that extra sugar in the body? Because only a portion has been used for energy and the rest is not going to be used for energy because it doesn't need it, that turns into fat. So that fat now starts storing into your body. That's why you put on weight, because of the sugar, the refined sugar. Where do you find sugar? Cool drinks, you'll find them in sweets, in cakes, all over the place you'll find sugar. So when you keep consuming sugar because you're hungry, when you feel hunger, your body's sugar levels gone down. So you eat too much of sugar, your energy goes up, but the excess sugar goes to fat or cholesterol. So you start having blockages in your veins, which can end up with a heart attack or a stroke. So that's the effect of sugar, and that takes years. It can take 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to have that happen. But if you keep taking sugar all the time and not remove it, this is what tends to happen, and that's why weight gets put on and why you actually don't have energy as well, because there's not, all the sugar runs out and you get hungry again. Packaged cereals I went over, and refined oils. Refined oil is canola oil, sunflower oil. Those oils are refined, and cottonseed oil, especially if they're refined. These oils are very, very bad for the skin. Your skin is made of proper oils, omega-3 oils and omega-6 oils, mostly omega-3. So these oils are nowhere near omega-3. They are not the omega-3s that the body needs. They are like they've been refined, meaning they're no longer they don't have any utility to build the body. They can only be converted into energy. But your body has got enough fat for energy, so why this extra? So what the body does, if it doesn't have the omega-3s from your diet, it uses those refined oils to build your skin. So you start having dry skin, scaly skin, eczema will set in. Your blood vessels will start getting hard. So when the blood vessels getting hard, they're not flexible. It can start storing, it can start getting blockages. You'll have deposits happening on the side of your blood vessels, and blood pressure goes up. This is what the refined oils does. You get an onset of diabetes. So if you have this combination of refined carbohydrates, sugar, packaged sugar, and refined oils, you will find yourself with the onset of diabetes and weight gain and a lot of no energy. So that's what tends to happen. So become educated on the subject of junk foods. What are junk foods and what to do to remove them? And if you look at your acid alkaline foods, you'll find lots of other foods that you can take that are not junk foods that will help you build your foundation. So now that you've got your foundation and you've got the junk foods, you remove the junk foods because that's upsetting this foundation. Now, what is the balance of your nutrients that you need to take? So number one nutrient is proteins. Where do you find proteins? Proteins, you find them in milk, chicken, fish, milk, cheese, whole grains. This is where you find your proteins. So you need proteins in your body, because what does the protein do? It's to build your skin, your nail, your hairs, your organs, your hormones, your blood, your immune cells. If you want to fight immunity, if you want to fight viruses and bacteria, you need your protein. That's the start of your nutrients. This is the foundation also of your nutrients. If you want nice skin, you need this, and you need your omega-3 and 6 oils. So proteins, omega-3 and 6 oils together, the proteins is what creates your skin, creates your blood vessels, your hair, your nails, everything. So that's the importance of your nutrients. Proteins, number one. Number two, omega-3 and omega-6 oils. Where do you find omega-3 and omega-6 oils in your foods? You'll find them in oily fish, you'll find them in nuts, and you find them in seeds. You'll find it in avocado. So these are the areas where you get your good nutritional oils. So, you can have also extra virgin olive oil, or you can have cold pressed oils, which will do that. I said cold pressed oils, not refined oils, cold pressed. In other words, they've taken the seeds and they've pressed it cold, no heat involved. So now that you've got now you know where to get your proteins, you know where to get your omega-3 and 6 oils. Now the next thing is 3 and 4 is your vitamins and your minerals. Where do you find vitamins and minerals? You find them in vegetables, fruits, and grains. This is where you find vitamins and minerals. So you need to have vitamins and minerals because what they do is they are the spark plugs. So if you have sugar in your blood, but there's no spark plug, in other words, there's no vitamin B1, no vitamin B3, the B3 and the B1 will burn glucose into energy. The B2 will carry oxygen to the cells. B6 does many things, folic acid. You've got all these vitamins. B5 is needed also for energy production, for stress, to handle stress. So if the body's under stress, you need B5 because the body uses it for stress response. So you need minerals, you need zinc for your immune system, you need copper for the immune system, selenium for the immune system, you need potassium for energy production, for cramps, you need magnesium for calming your nerves so that you can relax and you can sleep. So all these vitamins and minerals are absolutely necessary to be able to help your body function. If you don't have them, the body doesn't function, it stalls. So if you find yourself with low energy levels and you're not taking vitamins and minerals, you're not taking fruits and vegetables, don't be surprised that this is happening. So it's okay. Now that you know this, you can change it. I offer a free 30-minute health consultation. You can book a health consultation. The link will be given in the video. In the consultation, I spend 30 minutes with you. It's free. And I go over this with you and I guide you on what to do, where to go, how to do it. Don't worry. Rest assured, it's okay. This challenge does not have to be a challenge. It might sound a lot, but under my guidance, I will give you a map and you are going to do step by step. You build your foundation, you start coming free of food, and you start eating the foods the right way, you will find all this will start coming right. Now, it won't happen immediately. It can take months because if you're like, let's say you're 40 or 50 years old and you've got yourself into trouble with diabetes, or you've got yourself with arthritis or gut or asthma or any of these things, or your pure immune system, it took you that amount of years to get to that level. Now, it won't take that amount of years to get back. It can take 3 months, 6 months to a year to get back to your state of young vitality, free mobility. So give yourself that time to recover from that. It's a slow process and you do it at your own pace. There's no rush. All right. So next thing is 5 is glucose, fat or ketones. Glucose, fat and ketones are different sources of energy. It's like your fuel. This is in your fuel tank. But I was talking about sugar here. When you have excess of sugar, that excess of sugar goes to fat. So you have to have controlled glucose. You mustn't have too much of glucose. So that there's a way with whole grains, you get a control of glucose that comes out. The next thing you can do is you can transition your body and turn it and get the body to burn fat and burn ketones. Ketones is another form of energy that comes from fat. It happens in the liver. There's a special moment that gets done. I explained it. It's called ketosis. This is a special way of doing so you can move from your body burning glucose to burning fat, but that comes later. Once you have to have this foundation first. But I'm just telling you, these are the nutrients your body needs. Glucose, fat. So with all the fat that you've stored here, how do you take that fat and turn it into energy? I explain how to do this in the consultation, in my other literature that I give you how to do this. So now that you've got to that level now, that these are the nutrients you have, then you need water and hydration. So water needs a lot of minerals, which is, they call electrolytes, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium from salt. So water with hydration with water and electrolytes, that now completes this whole thing of nutrients. So now you are going to become healthy if you do 1, 2, and 3. So in the next video, so in terms of fat now, omega-3, I also said you need some fat as well. So this fat here, which is a source of energy, where do you get fat? It could be fat that you stored in the body, or you can get fat from fish, nuts, seeds, meats, and milk. You get those fats as well. So this is where you get for your energy. But if you've had too much fat build up in your body, rather go and convert that fat into energy. When you do that, you have this boundless energy. There's a way of doing it. But before we can do this, there has to be the preparation. You prepare that 1, 2, and 3. Then we can look at how to convert fat to energy. So I'm done with this video on how to eat healthy, to stay young, have vitality, pain-free mobility, and have boundless energy. My next video, which we're going to link, you're going to get a link. It's a video which is going to give you the supplements. What are the supplements that you need to take for diabetes, for high blood pressure, for arthritis, for gout, for asthma, how to build up your immune system, how to have nice glowing skin, nice shiny glowing skin, how to improve your memory, I will give you a breakdown of all the supplements. So before you can take any supplements, you have to have this in place. Because if you take only supplements, like somebody will say, take this vitamin, take that mineral, take this herb, it's going to help you lose weight, you're going to burn fat. But if you don't have this foundation, these supplements are not going to work. So do you want supplements to work? Work with me. I'll take you through this, and then when you take your supplements, you are not wasting your money, and these supplements are going to work, and you don't need too much of the supplements, because once you've got your body doing this, your food is going to start giving you the nutrients that you need. The supplements is just going to supplement, it's just going to add to, just to speed up the process. So if you want to reverse your diabetes, you do it with supplements and the foods. High blood pressure, you do supplements to remove the blockages that you have in your veins. Arthritis, normally it's got calcium in the tissues. How do you remove calcium from the tissues? If it's got inflammation, how do you stop the inflammation? Same with gout. Asthma, how do you remove phlegm from the lungs? There's a way of removing phlegm. So if you want to accelerate it, that's how I will show you in the supplements that you take. So I hope you've enjoyed this. You've learned something from this from these 3 steps here, that you will be able to eat healthy and stay healthy. And let's see you in the next video on what are the supplements you can take for these different problems. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you. Book your session, it's free, 30 minutes, and let's meet, and I will take you through this process.